Hi, welcome back. It's Gammy's Gone Gray. It is June 25th. It is Friday, and I am here to tell you, as you saw in the title, my first tattoo. Now, if you followed me, you know that I got my nose pierced back in December. Check off my bucket list. I let my hair go natural. Check off my, oh, did you get a sneak of that? Off my bucket list. And now another thing. So let's get started. First, I'm going to tell you a little bit about getting a tattoo that I did not know. Really do your homework. Know what you want. Have a picture of the design. I'm going to fix my hair while I'm talking to you because that's what I do. And be prepared. I went in a little, to say the least, ignorant, believing that they're the artists and they can incorporate your ideas onto paper and make it become a reality. Well, that should be the case. That was not the case in my situation. The gentleman that I had treated me like a newbie, and he took advantage of that. So let's just tell you about how it went down. My appointment was for 6:30. My friend was getting a tattoo also, and she came with me. We met and had dinner first, and then literally walked down to the tattoo studio, which was like a block and a half away. We got there an hour early. Now, I had gone in a week ago and made this appointment and showed him some images on my phone of what I was thinking of. This is the idea, but can you incorporate this image with this little pieces of each one? I wanted my own. That's basically, okay. Didn't ask me to leave him the pictures or anything like that. Yet when my girlfriend called to make the appointment at the same time with me, he asked that she email him a picture of what she was thinking about doing, which was one of my images. I never intended for all my girlfriends to get the same image, but once they saw mine and they liked it, and I said, in some sense, it has meaning for everybody. I chose it because it definitely has meaning for me. But anyways, long story short, actually long story longer, we get there and he's doing nothing. He's sitting at his table just chitting and chatting, so he's not busy. And I walk in and, okay, he knows who we are. He pulls up the image that he's already transferred onto, the image that will, the tattoo, what is it? I don't know. The transfer that they color onto, and for her. And I looked at her and I said, "Oh, you're doing one of the images I showed you." And yes. And he said, "And what about you?" And I said, "Well, I still am uncertain. And we're here an hour early." And I pulled up my phone and, well, that's too big. These are pictures of people on full sleeves and on their side. And I go, "I know, but can't you make it smaller?" Because I wanted it in the inside of my forearm. Well, let me backpedal. When I said, no, I didn't have an exact idea, this is exactly what he said to me, and I'm going to bleep out the swear words. He said, "Well, bleep you. Get the bleep out of here. Bleep, 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 bleepy." Now, he was saying it kidding, but I'm sorry, is that professional? No, not by any means. And first of all, he doesn't know who he's talking to. You don't talk like that to just anyone, use that kind of foul language. So right off the bat, I am put on high alert alarm. Like, I don't like the way you just addressed me. Like, you could just talk any way to me. You don't know me. I could be Sister Lainey from St. Fifi, and you just use that kind of language and you take God's name in vain. Anyway. So that starts it off. Then when I start showing him the images and it's like, yeah, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. Instead of like, well, because I was under the impression the artist will sit down and create something for you. And that is apparently what should have happened. Not so much. No. So the image, one of the images, the image my girlfriend had chosen was one of mine. It didn't have anything else on it. And I said, well, can't you do this to it? Can't you? No. So I felt frustrated. He was making me feel very rushed. He came across as disinterested, like, let's get this over with and done with. This is taking too much of my time. That's the feeling. And instead of standing up for myself, because I was so bent on getting this done yesterday, I didn't want to waste another day. Otherwise, the real Lainey would have said and walked out the door. But I didn't. I should have. But I didn't. And this is what you get paid for when you don't stand up for yourself. So I said, well, I have to have lettering. I have to have the words. So he goes back to his desk without asking me to look at fonts or anything, which was very odd to me. I'm like, he goes, you want it in cursive? Well, there's a lot of different cursives. I'm like, yeah. So he goes back, comes back, and it's flaming out the butthole of I will show you. And I'm like, no, I would like it. And I showed him I would like it in, joined into the design. Comes back, and at this point, I'm feeling like if I send him back another time, he's going to tell me, piss off. And I just wanted it done. So I say yes. I'm the first one to go. Cleans off the arm very well. We took footage of it, but I can't download that. I'm not knowledgeable enough how to do these YouTubes. When the phone is filming face first or backwards, when I try to download two different front and back, it won't download. So I don't know. So I can't show you any footage of it. I'm sorry. But we have footage of it. And then he starts. And, he made a transfer, and he starts. And for me, it felt like a burning embers, or like if you've ever been burnt by a cigarette, over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and it doesn't stop. A couple times it didn't feel so bad. Sometimes I was like, literally, my girlfriend was filming me, and I was like, Now, there was a guy next to me who was there when we got there, and he was still there when we left. He was getting I couldn't see. It had to be his whole side, not his back, his whole side. And I'm thinking, I got this little thing. I do not know how people get full sleeves and all this other stuff, because I'm sorry, it was painful. Don't anyone tell you it wasn't. It was painful. I was told that if you get large tattoos, that the pain, you eventually start to go numb to the pain. I don't know. Mine only took 5 minutes to do because it's so small. Now I'm going to show you. I'm going to do the big reveal. Here it is. I'm going to do it this way because this is the way you read it. Can you see that? Can you read it? Well, most people, anyone who's seen it so far, has not been able to make out these words. What it says is, still I rise. The I and rise are connected. There's not a space between them. So it looks like one word. And people are like, I lives, I rivs, nobody knows. So I didn't notice it till I left. I was so talking and everything, and then they wrap it with cellophane, and had to leave that on for a couple hours, and then last night I took it off, and then had to stop and buy Aquaphor. You need something that's unscented and has panthenol in it. And once this runs out, I'll just use I think it's Gold Bond, because Gold Bond has panthenol in it too, and it's not. But just have to ointment this up really good about 6 times a day. When I wash it, I have to wash it with mild soap Dove. with my hand and then pat it with a paper towel, nothing else but a paper towel. I was told not to go swimming. Can I get it wet? Yes, but I'm not to be doing any deep sea diving, which I don't, so I'm good with that. Really not supposed to have any long-term sun exposure, but because of where it's placed, if I'm sitting in the sun like this, it should be fine. And because it's so small, he said healing time would only take less than a week, 4 days. So that's all good. But I got home, and after I unwrapped it and started really looking at it, I'm thinking what I had envisioned on this was it's the Phoenix Rising. And it's very minimalistic, which I wanted. I didn't want a big bird and all, but I did. It rises out. You can Google the mythology of the Phoenix Rising, but it rises out of the ashes, flames. And I wanted some type of flame here that it's rising out of. And I wanted the words incorporated. And I certainly did want the words that you could read them. So I'm talking to my girlfriends online today, and everybody's like, oh, it's really nice. I like it and everything. I said, I like it, but I don't love it. And it's my only and first tattoo. I wanted to love it. I don't love it. Lo and behold, one of my good girlfriend, one of very close friend, she said, well, wait a minute, you went to such and such a place? Well, I know the head manager of all those, and it's a conglomerate here where I live. So she texted him, and he said, have your friend email me, and gave her the email address. I'm in Germany until the 5th of July, but have her email me and tell me what happened. So I just sent him a long email and sent him pictures of the tattoo, saying that I wasn't happy with the treatment. You don't use that kind of language with somebody walking in your front door. F you and GD this and I was like, say what? I just walked in your door. I don't care. It's a tattoo salon. This is how you talk. And then being dismissed, like, nope, I'm showing him my phone. He's like, no, that's too big. Now, like, not even. And so I talked talking to other people who've had tattoos, and they said, no, because they are the artists. They are, if you don't have an exact replica of what you want, they are supposed to sit down and create with you your special tattoo, your needs and wants. That didn't happen with me. So we'll see if this manager can have me come back in, and I don't know what they could do with the lettering. I really don't. They can't. But maybe add something to it. I don't know. I just know I had several different pictures, and I wanted a little piece of this and a little piece of this and a little piece of that and make it all one thing, and he didn't do that. Now, my girlfriend simply got this image with no lettering and much bigger. She's very happy with it. I'm not thrilled with men. Like I said, I wanted to be in love with it. I wanted to really show it off and go, look at me, check it out. 62, and I said in my email, I said, I'm 62 years old. First, let me explain to you, I'm 62 years old, and I've waited a lifetime to have this done. Actually, while we were having it done, my girlfriend says, tell me again, why did you wait till you're in, because she's in her 60s too, why did you wait till you were in your 60s before you did this? And I said, because for most of my life, I was going to a church that absolutely would have never allowed this. And I mean, allow it. You didn't know piercings, no the tattoos. Are you kidding me? You couldn't even wear pants. You had to wear. It was very much like the Amish, old. What they don't call it old school. I don't know what they call it, but like Amish. Women weren't allowed to wear pants. Men weren't allowed even to wear jeans at this church. I mean, you had to wear, polyester. And I said, so most of my life I was going to this church that it wasn't even, but in my mind, I was like, this is what I'd like to do. I don't think it's being rebellious. It's my body. I'm not hurting myself. I'm not mutilating myself. It's just an expression. It's self-expression. And I like it. I just wish that it was exactly what I wanted. And it isn't. So pain level. During it, I would say it was a 10 out of 10. Did I scream and cry? No. No, I talked through the whole thing. I made faces. My girlfriend was filming me and laughing hysterically because it was my first and her fourth. So she knew what to expect. I didn't. I think if you go in expecting the worst, it will be a little less because I was expecting to well, when you're filling out the paperwork, it asks if you are privy to fainting, and I'm not, but I'm like, this will be the first for me. I'll faint. I will say my hands were covered in sweat, and I don't get sweaty palms ever. And I said, look at, and I pulled up my hand and showed my girlfriend, I'm like, look, my hands are just sweating. Very odd effect from the pain. So the pain, excuse me, was a 10. Sometimes it went down to a 7. Like I said, it's such a small tattoo. It took about 5-6 minutes total to do. Then he lathered it with ointment and then wrapped it with cellophane and taped it and told me if I had Tegaderm, which I do, but I didn't want to put a Tegaderm on it. He said, if you have Tegaderm, you can put a Tegaderm on it and leave it on there for the duration of your healing. Being a nurse, I understand wound care. Back in the old days, wound care was let it dry out and get crispy. If you know anything about anything in the health field, that's the exact opposite. You keep wounds moist. They will heal from the inside out. So thus the Aquaphor 6 times a day, just keeping it moist. I don't have to keep it wrapped, just moist. When I left there, after he was done, it felt like a bad sunburn. But I'd say within 2 hours, I didn't feel anything. There was no pain. There's no pain today. None whatsoever. I had much more pain with my shingles. My shingles literally put me over the edge. The shingle pain was just, by the way, if you don't watch me and you go back, I got shingles back in May, and it was horrible. It was really horrible. Get the vaccine. Okay, so I told you on my last one that I'd be coming on with that little surprise. I did not order the wig. Again, if you watch me, I had said that I was going to order a wig. I was talked out of it by my family. I wore a wig this last Sunday to church, and my daughter was here, my husband, and my son-in-law, and I came down, and my husband said, why are you wearing that? Your hair is so pretty. And I was like, oh. And my daughter goes, yes, Mom, your hair is, are you ready? She's, so pretty, stunning. Don't wear a wig. You have really pretty colored hair. I mean, people would pay to get this. And I said, I was about ready to buy another wig because I want to grow my hair out. And they said, no, don't waste the money. So, but my new glasses are on the way. And when they get here, I will do an unboxing with that. I'm sure that once summer's over, I will start doing more DIYs and do some more hauls. Little side note, and boy, this is taking forever. I need to spread my mom's ashes. Again, if you've never watched me, you may as well just stop the video now because this is stuff personal note stuff. But my mom's ashes need to be spread. And I have my mother's brother who lives in New York City, has his own company in Manhattan, was going to come here and with the whole family go do this with me, and we're spreading them at a place where her mother's ashes are and her father's. So when I contacted my uncle about when we were going to do this, he calls me, and the first thing he says to me is, we, being him and his wife, we are vaccinated. You all are, right? And I'm sorry, but I take offense to that. That's the first thing you say to me. So all I said, and it was a white lie, I said, Anyway, I want to talk about my mom's ashes. And I went right into talking about the ashes and what we're going to do in that day. And he circles back to, he and his wife still don't go out to eat in public in restaurants. They still wear their masks even though they're fully vaccinated, double vaxxed, double poked. Still very uncomfortable. He kept pressing the issue. And I was like, oh God, he is like. So I got off the phone, shared the conversation with family, and family all agreed, you need to let him know that none of us are vaccinated. He needs to be able to make his own decision whether he wants to be around us. Now, being it's summer, being that it was going to be an outside event, and we were just going to, most likely come back here and do a barbecue. So thinking he'll be okay. Was I wrong? I'm out of the well. I'm certainly out of the well. When I emailed him and said, I think I led you to believe that we were all vaccinated, and I apologize for that, and that is not the case, and none of us are vaccinated, and we have no intention of doing so in the near future. And I hope that this isn't going to make you uncomfortable, but I wanted you to know in case that was going to make change your decision on whether you wanted to come here, blah, blah, blah. He sends me an email the next day, a rather long email, stating everything I know about COVID already. He almost wrote to me as if I had no idea what we were talking about. COVID is this, and it did this, and it did that, and bottom line is he didn't have any statistics. He didn't have any numbers. He's just spouting off what he's been told. And bottom line is, and no longer is my sister, now it's your mother, and we will not be coming up to spread your mother's ashes. And he's always ended emails or texts to me, love, Uncle Dale. This was best regards, Dale. So I said to my husband, well, I'm out of the well. I am going to write down some facts. I don't want to debate with him because there's no debating. I respect you for getting your vaccine. Good for you. Respect me. I choose not to. And I have no intention of changing my mind at this point. But in any given day, if you're out and about, you're going to be around people who are vaccinated and aren't vaccinated. That's the bottom line. And here in the United States, the goal was 70%. They're never ever going to hit 70%. Ever. They're never going to hit 70% of the population being vaccinated. So get used to it. Because anyone who's going to get vaccinated pretty much has done so by now. Okay? You're not, I don't want to get political, so I'll stop right there. But, so I'm going to have to do this without my uncle, which is sad. And it just shows you how divided this nation continues to be and will continue to be forced to be even more so as time goes on. Again, I shouldn't say that none of us are vaccinated. My youngest daughter, is vaccinated, and my stepmother is vaccinated. The rest of us have no intention. I'll try to make this quick. I'm so sorry. It's almost a half an hour of this nonsense. My oldest daughter is a teacher at a high school here locally, and she was just telling me this morning that a girl in the middle school, which is the 8th grade, I believe 8th grade, a teacher that co-teaches with my daughter, he's a coach for soccer or something. And one of the girls who had been on the team since Pee Wee, her mother got in touch with him saying, I have to tell you that, so-and-so, my daughter, can no longer participate in this sport and in any sport from here on out. She was vaccinated, and after the second vaccination, she was hospitalized for several days due to myocarditis, which is the inflammation of the heart, which is very common with young children. Why would you get your child vaccinated when it's not even measurable of what would happen to a child? It's like 0.00001. It's like, it's not, It's not measurable. Why would anyone get a child vaccinated? My opinion. And then when I'm sharing the story with my husband this morning, after I got off the phone with my daughter, he pulls up that a young boy in Minnesota just died. 8th grade, same age. 8th grade, myocarditis after the second dose. So you got to see that. I know it's these little, no. Anyway, God bless you. I hope you're enjoying your summer. Clearly, by the color of my skin, I am. And I will be back with the unboxing for the Zenni new sunglasses. God bless. Take care. Thank you so much. If you liked this video, please hit a thumbs up. And if you want to follow me, for whatever reason you'd want to follow me, hit subscribe. Bye-bye.